Hi, my name is Rajendra and I run a software company in Bangalore. I wanted to give a specific use case of my mother-in-law, Priyadarshini, who is a 79-year-old and has been diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis for over 10 years now. And during this time, we've had issues related to her inflammation of joints, which is typical of a rheumatoid arthritis patient. And every time she used to go through that, it used to be a very painful process for her. She would have the swelling on her hand, on her knees and ankle, and she would be in total pain. Then the immediate quick reaction would be we would take her to a doctor and they would recommend some kind of a steroid to help get the relief, immediate relief. But then she was always on some medication for the last over 10 years now. About a year ago, I came across a Jiva Water device, and we were using the device for my own personal home use. And during this process, what I realized personally and family realized is it has helped quite a bit in mostly the gut health management. I was having sort of a acidity issues, and a lot of that had reduced. So just as a try, we said around November, we said, why don't we actually try this for my mother-in-law? And we bought another device for her, and we started using this in November. So one of the markers that has been used for body inflammation is called CRP. So that actually kind of gives you the body inflammation level. And before we started, we just want to have a measure of this. And typically, it's always been greater than 20. And it's no different when we checked it in around November, her CRP level was greater than 20. So then we started the waters from December. And by March, when we actually did our first CRP test, we started to notice that our inflammation was coming down, but more importantly, our CRP level had actually come down to 9.5. That was significant, and we didn't really think much about it at that point, and we continued to monitor her through the process. But noticeably, what we started to figure out is she was less and less complaining about her pain in the both in hand and leg, and also we could see the inflammation is not coming up. And sometimes these inflammations are related to weather, related to change of temperature, cold temperature, and several factors. So again, we kept the monitoring, and when we did this test again in May, we noticed that it has further come down to 6.2. So this has been quite a spectacular and quite an amazing scenario what we've seen over the last 4 to 5 months, and I couldn't stop talking about it and how I have seen a positive improvement on somebody's body, and this is just all through water, right, and consuming the right kind of water. And since then, I've been studying a lot about this in terms of understanding what is exactly this device doing and how the energy level in the water is improving and what that is doing for the human body, which is about 70% of water anyway. So it has really improved her health. And most importantly, from December, we have completely stopped all medication. So she's not on any medication for rheumatoid arthritis anymore. Just the water, the right amount of water consumption through the day has seen her inflammation level come down significantly. And now she's actually not complaining about the pain, the body, the muscular pain, or the joint pains rather. So the CRP level is also under control. So that's my personal experience, having gone through this, watching this with my mother-in-law over the last 4 to 5 months. I think again, as I keep looking at what benefits of a device like this and what can water really do for your body. We've always learned about you need to consume 2 liters of water, 3 liters of water, and we've always thought about water in terms of quantity, and we've never thought about water in terms of quality. And I think is sort of in the last 1 year, my own learnings from using Jiva Water is it is also matters what is the quality of water that we're drinking. And most of the time, we get carried away with all the external features like the TDS of the water or the pH level of the water. but we never really think about the energy level of the water. So I think it has been quite significant for my own health, for my family health, but also, well, it's not a measurable thing. We just can feel good about the water. But when you see this happen to somebody who is struggling with a specific disorder, and you can see the benefits coming out of it, then you know how good it is doing for your own body. So my recommendation is you don't have to wait for something like this to happen, some symptoms or some kind of a problem that comes out, and then you start consuming this. I would say you're better off to start having a good water, good quality water at the right time and starting immediately.